Welcome back to BK Collectables, where we explore the fascinating history of American coins. If you're passionate about coin collecting or just curious about the stories hidden in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a discovery. Today, we're taking a close look at a small but intriguing piece of American numismatic history, the 3-cent nickel. This coin might not be as flashy or widely recognized as a Morgan dollar or a Lincoln cent, but its unique place in American history makes it a must-know for collectors. The 3-cent nickel has a story that ties directly into the Civil War, technological innovation, economic shifts, and the broader evolution of coinage in the United States. We'll not only explore why it was made, but also how it influenced the coinage landscape and which examples collectors prize most today. Let's start by turning back the clock to the mid-19th century. During the 1850s and 1860s, the United States was undergoing massive changes. The Civil War, which began in 1861 and lasted until 1865, disrupted nearly every facet of American life, including the economy. People began hoarding silver and gold coins, fearing instability in the banking system and the government's future. This hoarding left everyday commerce in disarray, and the United States Mint needed to adapt. The first solution came in the form of paper currency, including fractional notes. But there was a public desire for small denomination coins, something durable and easy to use in everyday transactions. This led to the introduction of the 3-cent piece, first issued in silver in 1851 and then followed by the 3-cent nickel in 1865. Now let's talk about the silver version just briefly, because it helps us understand the reason for the nickel version. The 3-cent silver coin, sometimes called the trime, was authorized by Congress in 1851. At the time, postage rates had just dropped to 3 cents, and the new coin helped customers buy stamps more easily. These coins were tiny, just 14 millimeters across, and their small size made them easy to lose. They were made of a debased silver alloy to discourage hoarding, but that wasn't enough. Once the Civil War began, silver disappeared from circulation. The 3-cent silver fell victim to the same hoarding problem that affected all silver coins. The solution: a new composition, copper-nickel. Enter the 3-cent nickel in 1865. This new coin was created specifically to fill the need for small change in the post-war economy. It was made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a pale color and a durable structure. Slightly larger than its silver predecessor, it measured 17.9 millimeters in diameter and weighed 1.94 grams. Designed by James B. Longacre, the 3-cent nickel featured a classic Liberty head design on the obverse. Liberty is shown facing left, wearing a coronet inscribed with the word Liberty. The reverse bore the Roman numeral III within a laurel wreath. Despite its elegance, the Roman numerals were one of the few exceptions in United States coinage history, and they didn't become a widespread trend. The coin was produced every year from 1865 through 1889, with the exception of 1877 and 1878, when no business strikes were made. That's a 24-year run, longer than many might expect for a coin most people today have never seen in circulation. So why was this coin necessary in the first place, and why did it stick around for over 2 decades? The original purpose was to facilitate everyday transactions in a society still reeling from war and short on coins. Over time, the 3-cent nickel was used mostly for paying postal fees, particularly for stamps, which still cost 3 cents throughout much of the late 19th century. However, as the need for the coin declined, especially with changes in postage rates and the widespread adoption of the 5-cent nickel, also introduced in 1866, the 3-cent nickel slowly became obsolete. Now let's shift our focus to what makes these coins collectible. While every 3-cent nickel holds historical value, some dates are far more sought after than others. Let's begin with some of the more common issues that collectors often seek as entry points. The 1865 issue is a popular starting point for beginners. With over 11 million struck, it's relatively easy to find in circulated condition. This first-year issue holds historical appeal and is a cornerstone for anyone building a typeset of United States coinage. 1881 is another high mintage year, with over 1 million coins produced. Both the 1865 and 1881 issues are often available in lower grades at accessible prices, making them ideal for new collectors. But now let's talk about the scarcer dates, the ones that get numismatists excited. One standout date is 1877. Although no business strikes were officially made that year, there are proofs known to exist. These proof 3-cent nickels from 1877 are rare and command significant premiums, often reaching several $1,000s depending on the grade. Another highly collectible date is 1878, which also was struck only in proof form. Like its predecessor, it is rare and valuable, appealing especially to advanced collectors seeking to complete a full date set. Perhaps the rarest regular issue 3-cent nickel is the 1879 issue. With just 3,800 coins struck, it is the lowest mintage business strike in the entire series. High-grade examples are difficult to find, and even those in fine or very fine condition can fetch impressive prices at auction. Other semi-key dates include 1885 and 1886. These lower mintage years add an element of challenge and reward to collecting this series. Now, before we go further into the collector market, let's take a moment to appreciate the artistry and design elements that make the 3-cent nickel stand out. James B. Longacre's obverse design, which features the classic Liberty portrait, was shared with other coins of the era, including the Indian head cent. It's an enduring symbol of American coin design in the 19th century. The reverse, while simple, remains distinctive thanks to the large Roman numeral 3 encircled by a laurel wreath. Interestingly, while many American coins proudly feature mottos such as "In God We Trust," the 3-cent nickel does not include this phrase anywhere on the coin. This distinguishes it from many of its contemporaries, and may be one reason it's often overlooked in discussions of classic American coinage. Now let's pivot to the coin's historical context and legacy. The 3-cent nickel was introduced during a transformative time in American monetary history. The Civil War had forced a complete rethinking of the nation's coinage. Silver had vanished from circulation, greenbacks were flooding the economy, and public trust in the monetary system was wavering. In this setting, coins like the 3-cent nickel helped restore faith in small change and made everyday commerce possible again. Over time, the coin's usefulness waned. As postage rates changed and the need for 3-cent denominations declined, there was simply no reason to keep making them. The 3-cent nickel was officially discontinued in 1889. Its discontinuation marked the end of an unusual denomination in American coinage. While the idea of a 3-cent piece may seem odd to us today, it made perfect sense in its historical context. These coins filled a practical need during a chaotic time and served with distinction for nearly 25 years. As coin collectors today, we can appreciate the 3-cent nickel not only for its history, but also for its rarity and beauty. For those building typesets, it represents a unique denomination that bridges the gap between silver and base metal coinage. For more advanced collectors, assembling a complete date set, including the rare proofs and low mintage issues, offers a challenging and rewarding journey. Let's take a quick look at how these coins are graded and valued in today's market. Like most United States coins, 3-cent nickels are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. Circulated examples can often be found in grades ranging from good to very fine. Uncirculated examples, especially those from high mintage years like 1865 or 1881, are also available, though prices rise steeply in higher mint state grades. Proof coins are another story. The United States Mint produced proof 3-cent nickels in every year of the series, often in relatively low numbers. These were sold directly to collectors and are often preserved in excellent condition. Many exhibit beautiful toning and strong strikes, making them especially desirable to specialists. Key proof issues like 1877 and 1878 can command thousands of dollars depending on condition. Even more common proof issues can be valuable if they exhibit exceptional eye appeal. A word of caution to collectors: the design of the 3-cent nickel, particularly the reverse with the Roman numeral 3, makes it prone to wear in specific spots. Be sure to examine coins closely or consult a grading professional if you're investing in higher-end examples. Now let's step back and compare the 3-cent nickel to other iconic coins from the same era. When collectors think of late 19th century coins, they often think of the seated Liberty dime, the Barber quarter, or the Morgan dollar. These coins are beloved for their beauty and historical importance, but they were minted in far greater numbers than some of the rarest 3-cent nickels. That makes the 3-cent nickel an underappreciated treasure for those willing to look beyond the mainstream. Another point of comparison is the Indian head cent, which shares the same designer and circulated concurrently with the 3-cent nickel. The Indian head cent ultimately proved to be more versatile and popular, surviving into the early 20th century and becoming one of the most collected coins in American numismatics. Still, the uniqueness of the 3-cent nickel, its odd denomination, transitional metal content, and brief window of use, makes it an appealing addition to any serious collection. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that collecting is about more than just dates and values. It's about connecting with the stories behind the coins, the people who use them, and the moments in history they represent. The 3-cent nickel may be a small coin, but its story is rich with meaning. Whether you're just getting started or have been collecting for years, adding a 3-cent nickel to your collection is a way to own a piece of the Civil War era, the Reconstruction period, and the early industrial age in the United States. It's a coin that reminds us how even the smallest pieces of metal can carry the weight of a nation's journey. Thanks for joining us today on BK Collectables. If you enjoyed this exploration of the 3-cent nickel, be sure to check out our other videos covering coins like the Buffalo nickel, the Peace dollar, and the Mercury dime. Until next time, happy collecting and keep looking closely. You never know what treasures you might find.